Hello to everyone. How's it going? I'll check the sound and the image. Just let me know if anyone is there. Hello, Hof. Once again, and Alice. of course. Welcome you too. Nice to see you here again. Papaboria, hola, bienvenido o bienvenida. ¿Se me oye bien? Genial saberlo. Y la imagen creo que también está bien. Hello to everyone. Ok. Ok. Saldrak, hola, ¿qué tal? Bienvenido o bienvenida. It's hard to know the gender of the people through the nicknames, but okay, I'll do my best with that. Bienvenido, okay, Saldrak. Okay, guys. So for today we have something special for you, and okay, will be very nice and even more epic because here in Madrid it's a rainy day after a lot of days of very hot weather. So I'm pretty happy to come back again from the almost the death about the hottest weather, and okay, I will be more comfortable this time, I hope. So for today I will be making something similar that I have been doing in previous live streamings. I will be slayering a miniature with you today, but the difference will be that I will be making the full process on one miniature in one day. Okay, not in one day, in one session, I mean. So this is, of course, if you are if you are usual comer to the channel, probably you will know that the slidering painting method that I have developed is something about to fast painting miniatures. Okay, so this is what I will be proving today, painting the wall miniature in I think a couple of hours for you. Okay, so let me put the comments in the screen so I can read your comments and answering your doubts, because okay, probably you have seen Godspeed, something like that. In previous live streaming, I know that I have been doing pretty same, but of course I will love to chat with you. And okay, this time I will be doing the same, but in from the very beginning I will start to paint because I have no time for painting in other way. Okay, so if you can remember from the last time, I painted this Blood Bowl player in 2 sessions, I think. I spent more or less around 3 hours of work on this miniature, and this is what can you get with my slayering painting method. So I hope that you are excited about that, and I hope that you can try this method by your own. So feel free to ask me any doubts that you had. So as a very quick summary, if some of you are new to these things I'm presenting to you, this is a method about sub-layers. This is the S of the name. This is the reason. Okay, so this is the sub-layers which are applied first of all. This is the lightest colors on the miniatures, and is something like, let's say, these sub-layers represent the light on the miniature, and later I will be applying the shades, the shadows. Okay, so it's like a painting with watercolors. If you have painted with this kind of medium, you probably will know that you'll need to paint from light to dark. Okay, so this is pretty the same. So this is the sub layers, the light colors on my miniature. Okay, I think this is a very nice zoom. And after that, I will be applying the shades. Of course, not only the shades, all the details, the eyes, the glows, and you know, the highlights of the edges, the rust, the blood, even. And why not this beloved rim light that I love to add to all my miniatures, okay? So this is a very, very brief summary about the painting method. And of course, if you want to know why I do that, why I did that in this miniature, you'll find the full series of videos in my YouTube channel, Hobby Metal, in YouTube as well, where you can find all the videos related with this precise painting method. Okay, guys, so for today, I'll bring something new in this channel, and is this. I don't know if you heard about Crusade. This is also something new for me, and I'm starting to explore this war game. This is not a war game at this point. This is an skirmish game of miniatures, which is very, very related with, if you know about Morhaime, is the game created by the creators of Morhaime. Okay, so Trench Crusade have a lot of things in common with Morhaime in terms of rules. And of course, if you know also Necromunda, you will love this Trench Crusade proposal. Okay, so this is the first thing that catch my eye, and after that, of course, the miniatures that you are seeing right now, which are gorgeous. Okay, this is something curious because it's in this world. This is a mix between something like the First World War, okay, and something mixed with demons, because in terms of lore, in the Crusades, some people opened the gate for the hell, okay, activated an artifact, an evil artifact, and okay, these are the demons who came out of the hell. Okay, this is another guy from this band that, of course, this is my preferred band, the demons. I'm not too much related with the humans. I prefer demons. And as you can see, those are the miniatures for this faction. Of course, you will have different factions, different demons with different factions, of course, and these miniatures are 3D printed. Okay, so need to take care about the breakable parts, but okay, it's not a problem. We can play with these miniatures totally safe. Okay, so I prepare a very simple base, and after that I have primed the miniatures. Okay, so nothing new on the process until this point. Okay, if you're wondering where you can find the miniatures, this is the box for this warband, but of course there are more warbands, and this is my preferred one, of course, but this one is not bad at all. Those ones are very beautiful. This is something related with the human side of the game. This is the good guys, let's say. Okay, so you can find a lot of info in their web page. Okay, let me show you the web page, where you can find, of course, the lore, the different miniatures, the different news, okay, and all that you need to enter in the Trench Crusade world, okay? You can download the rules for free, of course, scenarios, and okay, whatever you need to play this game. And of course, if you want to get the miniatures, I get the miniatures in the Mindworks webpage, which I will be leaving to you in the comments of the video, the direct link for this range of miniatures with a special discount for you. So don't miss the chance to get in the fray with this kind of miniatures, which are very nice. I love this one, indeed. And of course, the rules about different miniatures are very customized. Okay, this one is a monster who eats his prey, so he can keep the prey in the belly for the rest of the battle. So it's very nice idea. Okay, this is another hero for the faction that I'm painting right now with you. Okay, this is gorgeous, and take a look and okay, discover it for yourself. So let me right now put in the comments the link for the page, and of course the discount code. Okay, here you have. So enjoy it. Papa Maria, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. Okay. So, let me introduce our guy for today. And I will be starting to paint this little guy. So, no, it's not so little, I think, in comparison with a 32 millimeters miniature is way big, because this is a Hell Knight, this is a champion of this faction, and okay, this is a tough guy, Is the second on the warband, okay? They are elites, and okay, I will be painting this one with the rifle, okay? And this is curious in this game, because you can see this kind of mixed medieval vibes with weapons, with some technology, okay? And this is what I love of this proposal. Okay, Saldrak, thank you so much for your subs. Okay, so we can't chat deeply later. When I will be applying the sets, I will need some time in order to dry the sets applied. Okay, so you will see the process is very simple, and it's all about to make easy steps that you can follow to paint your miniatures in no time. Okay, so okay, maybe you will realize that sometimes painting miniatures could be frustrating, could be hard, and okay, for me, is my intention with this channel is to make things easier for you, presenting for you this kind of painting methods and tutorials. Okay, so first of all, for painting miniatures, you will have for sure a plan. And the plan is the painting method itself. The plan is the different steps that compounds the painting method. That this was my work, putting these techniques, which are not new at all, but I put all together to make your life easier. Okay. And of course, you need a plan. You'll need also some tools. I'm always say the same. You'll need nice tools, tools of quality. So, for sure, you will be using brushes. And today I will be presenting to you. No, not today. I have presented this kind of brushes to you in the streaming before. They are from Squidmar Miniatures, and these brushes are from Marta Koliski. This means that these brushes are made in natural results, okay? And the quality and endurance of these brushes worth every coin that they cost. Okay, so this is my personal recommendation when you are choosing your brushes. Take brushes of the highest quality, like those, for example. Different sizes, okay. We'll be using mainly the biggest one in order to paint quick, because the fast painting method can be done with this kind of sizes. you probably realize that. ¿Qué tal, Alejandro? Perfecto, tío. Muchas gracias. Okay, so as you can guess, these brushes are more suited for painting fast. You will see it. And this is, for example, the opposite to this kind of brushes. This is a brush of good quality, okay? And this is a synthetic brush with no quality. So you can see the real difference, because why we need this kind of brushes better than the others, okay? Duxie, hello, welcome, please be welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, so this is not my regular timing, so I'm happy to see many of you at this different schedule. And okay, if you prefer this timing for future live streamings, just let me know, because I'm trying to find a nice gap for everyone. And okay, could be nice to change the regular timing for these live streamings. I used to make the live streamings also on Thursday, but around here in Spain, let's say 5 hours later than right now. Okay, so okay, could be nice to change. Just let me know in the comments, please. And remember that you can check the live streaming and later see the video in YouTube. So if you can't be for long today, don't worry, because you can check later on the YouTube channel of Hobby Metal. Okay. I have been painting since I was a teenager, I think. And right now I'm a 46 guy, so you can guess. Okay, not in a professional way when I was a teenager, of course, but I start to paint my first miniatures over there, okay? So as a professional, I have been painting since, let me think, 15 years or something like that ago. And this is more or less my professional experience about that, but I think it's a lot of time. Yeah, I'm making commissions as well. So if you're interested, just let me know. You can find my channels also on the description here in Twitch, and I have also an Instagram and of course email, you know. So whatever you prefer, just let me know. Okay, guys. So I will be starting. Of course, talking about tools. Not only brushes are needed. We will be using also eyebrows, and this is something that scares some of you, I know, but you'll need that definitely when it's come to paint fast. Okay, but not only for painting fast. This is a tool, a very useful tool, which allows to achieve some really nice results, which are okay, maybe not possible to achieve with the simple brush. Okay, so keep it in mind. And of course, this is a time earner for some techniques. Okay, so I'm using a little bit of thinner, and let me start with the painting process. Let's fly. Okay, because time's flight. And if you have any doubts, guys, please just let me know in the comments. I read you in the comments. Okay, so I will be using first some metallic paint. Ese melón me gusta mucho, ya sabes, por favor, ya. Okay. This is for today, not talking about primary colors, since I will be painting with dark colors, I think, which I love as well. Okay, so I'm using some metallic pigment, and for metallic I will be using this pot of water. Okay, this is a separate water from the regular water that I will be using for the non-metallic areas. Okay, so I put some dark steel, and I will be using also these dark browns. Why? Because I don't like the gray steel at all. Thank you, Alejandro. Thank you so much. Otro abrazo para ti. Okay, so I will be mixing this brass color in the cassoulet of the eyebrows, and of course the... Okay, I need right now some iron color on the palette as well. I put bronze twice. Okay, and this is the iron color, and I'm getting a colored iron for my miniature. This is very important because metals are not grays. In some point will have some color, and I will be start eyebrushing from the upper part of the miniature. Let me zoom out a little bit in order that you can check the direction of the eyebrows. Take a look. And I will be applying a thin layer over the metallic areas, which are almost all the miniature. This is something that is curious about this miniature and make the whole process way simple. But okay, we need to paint the miniature anyways in 2 hours. Remember. Okay, complex miniatures means miniatures with different elements. Okay, and maybe could be more time consuming, but okay, instead of 2 hours you could spend maybe 4, like I did with the Blood Bowl player in previous live streaming. If you want to check this process, feel free to visit the YouTube channel. Remember. And also remember to say that to your friends and spread the word. This will help me to make more content like that. So I will be appreciated for your support. Okay, Ali, hello. No specific thinner, okay? I did my my own thinner. This is the thinner self. It's an homage to Sepultura band. Oh, no, okay. I'm making my own thinner, not for anything. This is the only that I find that works perfect with these Citadel paints. Okay, you could use, of course, for example, this one from AK, but this is not working very well with the paints from Citadel, which are the ones that I love the most. Okay, so I need to create my own thinner, and I mix in 3 parts, equal parts, distilled water, isopropylic alcohol, and glass cleaner. And it's important, glass cleaner without acetone. We don't need toxic things in our hobby, or at least not so toxic things. So keep an eye on this one. Okay, so the upper part of the gun also will be metallic steel, I mean. And this is why I'm painting with this color. Okay, very quick, guys. Remember, this is a fast painting method. Think about you have a wool army to paint like that. Maybe some Iron Warriors, or who knows. Okay, so this is the power of the airbrush. An even layer in no time, and okay, only painting in the lights and keeping the shadows more or less untouched and dark. Okay, so let's apply right now some lights with the airbrush. Exactly the same process. I have the cap NP. I'm adding a little bit of diluent. This is a little bit, okay? I think it's the third part of the full capacity. Maybe the fourth part, okay? And now I will be adding lighter metallic colors. In this case, I will be using Let's Bleacher, okay? And this beautiful color, Ruler Brass. Can you check the little warm color of this metallic paint? Okay, this is gray at all, flat gray, and with this one I'm adding a little touch of color in my lights, and this is something that I love to make in my metals. I don't want straight gray metals, okay? Because also metals don't work in this way in the real life. Metals are the ones who catch more the color of the surrounding things, and of course of the light. So take a look in the palette. I have gray, I have something like a very light brass, and I will be mixing them together, creating my color on my metals. Something like that. I will be using maybe a little bit more of the brass color. And take a look at the end. You will see that this color feels natural to the eye, okay? and the metal is there. Okay. Let's paint now on the more exposed areas of the miniature. I'm for the upper areas and let the paint flow naturally. When applying this kind of lights, I don't tilt the miniature towards the shadow. I don't want to paint in the shadows with this light color, you know? Colors in the back, pretty the same. I will be painting the chains a little bit. The other shoulder part needs to be painted. Arm and the legs. Of course, the legs. I love the finish of these metals when are applied with the eyebrush. And if you are thinking that you need a metallic paint specifically prepared for eyebrushing, you are checking that you don't need it. I'm using the regular paint of Citadel, and I have the advantage that I can paint with the eyebrush, but also with the brush. I have more possibilities. Okay, so I have my iron parts prepared. I need to make something similar with golden areas. I will be painting some golds on the miniature. Let me clean the eyebrush, please, before continuing. This is the only thing that you need to keep in mind with the eyebrush. You need to clean constantly the eyebrush, and this is the bad part. And of course, don't forget the paint dried inside the cassoulet. Okay, so this is why I'm cleaning the eyebrush right after the application. Okay, so it's very simple. I will be using the cleaner. Cleaner is different than the thinner. Okay, and for cleaning the eyebrush you can use, I'm using, for example, isopropylic alcohol of 70 degrees. This is cleaning alcohol for domestic uses. Okay, and a very old brush, the same that I will be using for mixing the paint inside the cassoulet. And okay, you can check that the eyebrush is completely clean after this quick cleaning. Prepared for future applications. Okay, let's continue. For painting the golds, I will be making pretty the same. I will be applying some base colors and applying some lights. Okay, this is all the same process. So for applying the base colors, we need a dark golden color. For example, I will be mixing these two colors. This is the same that I have used for darkening the iron, and this is the color of the gold. So let me shake the paint. This is something important for the metallic paints as well. You'll need to shake the pots perfectly, because these paints are made by little sparkles of shiny things. Okay, so you need to mix perfectly in your mixes. Okay, so I will be using the gold color and the bronze color to darken this one, okay? Also, I think that probably will be nice to not, if you are seeing the darker gold, maybe it's way dark and with not too much color. You can use, for example, to make more interesting gold, but it's not needed, not needed, okay? Something like this bronze screaming bell is called. This is more oranges or reddish, better said, and this will be a touch of color in the gold. Okay, it's not needed, but recommended. And no worries if you don't have the exactly the same colors. You only need to use similar colors, okay? Another nice metallic paints that you can find, for example, are these ones. And okay, check the colors of these metallic paints. Are pretty similar to the ones I'm using right now. This is another possibility, of course. Use whatever you have. And let's paint the base for the gold. Like this. I will be painting the handle of the shotgun in a golden color. And in order to be precise, I'm right now using this time the brass, the M size. Okay? I'm painting the mechanisms on the shotgun. No, not the shotgun. The shotgun is a rifle. This is a very scary weapon in the in the game. And of course, these characters are very nice because could be a tank, very strong tank, but also can be a very powerful sniper. So if you like to play this kind of games, strategic games, you will find that this game is nice in terms of possibilities, okay? Nice. I have painted the mechanisms. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. Let me check if there is more golden areas, like the case. This is maybe the case from hell or something like that. And using the brush only with the flat area of the bristles allows me to paint only the more raised areas of these details. You don't need to be very precise in this part of the process, okay? And I'm checking if there is more golden areas. Maybe this one could be nice to be gold as well. More variety on the metals, and I think it's something nice that you can see different metals in the same miniature, okay? Because if there was everything of the same metal, could be a very confusion color scheme. In this way, I found more interesting even the painting process for me. Okay. Let's continue. I will be painting right now the base, the fur, and the skull. I mean, and the wooden parts of the rifle. I mean, I'm painting right now the non-metallic parts of the miniatures, and I'm still applying these soft layers because everything until now is all about applying the light colors on the miniature. Okay, the sub layers are called. So for the fur and the skull, I will be using, of course, light colors. For the skull, why not screaming skull, and for the fur, this Morgas bone could be nice. Of course, at the end, the color of the fur will not be this one exactly. The final color of the fur will be this, but this color is the one that you can see in the lights. Same for the skull as well. Okay, so let's do that. I'll put these colors on the palette this way. And for these colors, I will be using a different pot of water in order to not use the one with the sparkles of the metallic paints, okay? This is important if you don't want to make everything a little bit shiny. And I will be diluting a little bit the paint and applying. Let me zoom in a little bit. This color all over the place of the fur. Try to not paint with this light color in the areas where the fur meets other elements, okay? So you can start to create this differentiation in the areas. I'm trying to cover in an even way the surface of the fur like this. Maybe I'll need to apply a second layer, but it's not a problem. So I'll wait until this is dried, which will be not a problem at all with this hot weather. It's curious because it was raining after minutes before, and now has stopped, and the hot weather starts again. It's crazy, the weather in Madrid in summer. And maybe this is why I'm painting these demonic nights, because it's something like hell here today. Maybe painting miniatures is for the winter. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, let me. Sorry for moving the miniature because in these little elements, I'm trying to be comfortable to reach to the more hidden parts. This is maybe the part where you need to be a little bit precise, but not too much. Remember that I'm presenting to you this method, which pretends to not be too difficult for you. And let me know if some of the steps at this point are difficult for you. Maybe the one for the eyebrows, if you don't have the eyebrows, is difficult for you, or better said, impossible for you. But no worries, if you don't have the eyebrows, you can apply the paint with the brush. No worries at all, because okay, you will spend more time and the results could vary a little bit, but it's totally okay if you apply the paint with the brush also. So don't limit yourself. There's one part where the eyebrush is needed, and you can do it with the brush, but of course this is something that is optional. Okay, I painted the fur, and now I will be painting the skull. It's hard to cover with this light color. Over the black priming. And of course, I haven't commented before, I'm not applying the white priming coat to this miniature because most of the miniature is metallic, and these metallic colors, as you can see, works better over a black priming coat. A black or a dark priming coat, better said. Okay, I'm applying a second layer on the skull, and I will be applying the same second layer on the fur in some parts to make an even coverage of the paint. Very quick, because we have only 2 hours. Remember, I'm painting the full miniature in one session. This is something that I want to show you that is not impossible. Painting miniatures could be difficult, but with the right approach could be very nice and enjoyable. Okay, I will apply another fast layer on the skull. Nice, right now. Nice. This is true, Saldrak. The winter is not for painters. Okay, so I will be painting right now the base and the wooden parts of the rifle and the trench. By the way, if you are asking about the trench, it's not only aesthetical, it's also for protecting the chains of the miniature. Remember that this is a 3D print model, and okay, maybe if it could be a little bit fragile for gaming. So this is why I have protected the chains, gluing some trenches around the chains. Nice. For the floor, I think the mood of the base, I will be using this color. Okay, it's very dark. I will be putting the color on the palette, and remember, these sub layers are about light colors of the things. Okay, so this is not the color of the mood. It could be the shadow, the color of the shadow of the mood, but I will be making this color lighter with this other one. I will be adding, for example, the previous color, for example, of the fur, or even we can use other colors and mixing them together to obtain nuances on the mood. For example, this one, this is a very light gray, green, or maybe this one. I don't know which will be better. Let me check. Sometimes things needs to be tried. And I will be using a little bit of the green color to lighten a little bit the mood. And of course, let me check. You can use whatever you want for creating mood. It's something about plain. I will be using this more yellowish color because I wanted something lighter and a little bit warmer. Not too much, like this. And I will be painting with this destroyed brass, for example, in this way. For painting these kind of elements, use wasted brushes because these techniques don't help to to preserve the brushes too much. So I want to keep the good brushes for the tiling and precision, but not for creating these quick base coats. Now in these areas we'll need some precision, so I will be using another brush for painting these areas. Okay, mix the colors wet on wet, as I'm doing right now. You will creating some nuances and color transitions which are okay for these elements. Now I will change to a more precise brush and I will be painting these areas. You paint a little bit on the feet is not a problem. Could be dirt of the battlefield, and it's totally okay in this kind of miniatures. I don't know what do you think about green dark style or something like that. This is something could be very confusing because sometimes I see some very dark works and it could be nice, of course, but the thing I prefer to understand this painting style in this way. Okay, this is dark, but this is not a problem to add some effects like blood, but of course I love to add color to my miniatures, maybe like this evil rim light, or even with these glowing effects from inside the armor. Okay, and of course for my personal taste, this is not a very dark miniature. I see this more suited for my preferences rather than the very dark miniatures. Okay, so for the wood areas I will be using, yes, for example, this kind of colors. skin tone. And this is perfect for, because remember, I'm painting the light colors of the wood, not the real color of the wood. Okay, so you need to think about the light color. And with this color I will be painting the wooden parts, like the trenches. This way. I'm waiting until the base dries a little bit to apply some light also on the floor, okay? On the ground, better said. There's no floor here. And now I know that the wood parts are not realistic. I know this is not the color, but you need to think about the future color, not the actual color of the wood. You'll need to think about the shades that will be applied right now. So let me know until this part if there is something complicated for you or something that could be hard in order to make in your in your workflow of painting. I hope that not all these steps are difficult at all for you. Okay. Something like that. Ah, of course, here is more pieces. Nice. Ah, and don't forget, of course, the other wooden part. Okay. Okay. Right now the same. It's not feeling like this is wooden right now, but no worries. We will work on this direction right now. Don't forget to paint the lower areas of the miniature, because in this game you could, maybe you'll need to put down your miniatures. This is something very common in this kind of games when the miniature is heated and wounded. Sometimes you need to put the miniature down. So this means that maybe you will see the lower areas of the miniature. And of course, you don't need to see unpainted areas. Okay, I will be correcting little bit over here with metallic paint, because I miss a little bit the brushstroke. And here I will be correcting this part of the trigger. This is why I told to you that, okay, you don't need to be very precise, but keep in mind that always you can correct. Nice. I think the only part left is applying some lights on this floor, and for that I will be mixing the previous color with more light color like this. For example, with the green color, something like that. Perfect. I need this kind, a lighter color than before, something like this. This is a creamy, moody color. And with the brush, I will be applying this paint, not like a dry brush, okay? This is the movement that I will be applying this paint. See the difference with the dry brush. I'm putting the brush making this movement, but not brushing the paint all over the place. So as you can see, I could be way precise in this way. I'm drawing the texture of the ground. In a very, very precise way, like this. Sometimes when you apply the dry brush, everything all over the place, at the end will have dusty results and dusty finish, I think is the word. Something that I don't like at all of the dry brush, and this is why I prefer to make this. Okay, in these areas of shadows, I will be using a darker hue. And okay, I'm applying these colors with the good brush, but take care because this technique could harm a little bit the results. Not too much, but it's true that could be better to use not a very, very good brush. I'm using this because it was the nearest to me. And of course, it's very, very nice to use these precise brushes for these tasks. I will apply a little bit more lighter colors on these areas. And here you have a nice base for the incoming steps. I don't know if I have painted second layers over here. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. I don't need to work more on the sub layers. Sorry, Alice, I haven't read the message. Yeah, I think Alice, your point is something similar than mine. This kind of effects when you add also hair or grass, simulating these kind of things, and everything is messy, but you can take very nice pictures if you are a very good photographer and create a very, very interesting atmosphere like the people of the cinema knows to do. The FX guys make this kind of things constantly in the movies. So sometimes I think that you probably have realized that when you see the real monster of some movies, this the dress for the monster, let's say, the is not the as worked and haha, ¿qué tal, Manu? Hello, hello, mate, hello. Infernaux, welcome, welcome, mate. Nice to see you here. I think this schedule is better for you. In Australia, I don't know what time is it right now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice, nice. Okay, so as I was saying before about the green dark, the very dark parts of this style is something related like the monster of the movies, of terror movies, maybe, that okay, after the filters, the photography, the even the smoke on the scenes, everything is fitting perfectly because the lighting, setting, and but when you see the monster in real in the museum, for example, you realize that it's not the same that you have seen in the movies. This happened to me when I go to a Star Wars museum, that some pieces were displayed, and okay, I said, oh, it's nice, but I think about this was other thing. Canteli, buenos días, buenos días. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Ellison. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let's continue. Let's continue painting. Okay. This today I have a very tough mission, which is painting this miniature in these 2 hours. So it's not bad at all. And I will be applying right now the shades. Okay, the shades like this, and this is a step with this necessary. Okay, and I'll need to wait until it dries. So I'll start to apply it very quickly right now, these colors on the miniature. And after that, we could talk more deeply about different topics, I think. I'm using these ones from Citadel, okay? I found them the more suited for my slaying method, and okay, I'm pretty happy with the results. Let me show you, for the ones who are newcomers, this is the results with this slaying painting method that I'm presenting to you in the channel. So this is a miniature that I have painted under 3 hours. So the the challenge for today is painting this one under 2 hours. And take a look. This is the step of the sublayers applied, okay? And this is the finished result. So let's try to get them closer. Okay, so let's go. For applying these shades, I will be using a larger brush, okay? I recommend you this kind of brushes, the L. This is the biggest size of the pack from Squidmar MKII. And okay, this allows me to charge a lot of paint. Of course, you don't need to apply a lot of paint, but I need to apply paint in a happy way, let's say. And I will be starting with the armor using these 2 colors, okay? Rayclan Flesh Shade with this like a brown orange, and the Targor Rake Shade, which is something like, okay, is maybe something purple, something warm, but at the end dark. Take a look of the results. Is perfect, I think, the tone. And of course, you can apply, and don't forget to not dilute at all this paint. And this is why I love these paints, because are ready to use. You don't need to make strange delusions with water or, you know, with anything. So this helps a lot to make the process easier and beginner friendly at the end. I'm applying this color. I will be mixing wet on wet with this other one, and take care about throwing the pots out of the the table, and take a look how I mix them together. In some parts, in some areas, I will be playing with these two colors, and try to work in an area once at a time. Okay, and take a look how much paint I'm leaving in the surface. I don't making this. You can see what I mean. I'm not overloading the surface. If you do that, you'll obtain very weird results, and you can do what I'm doing right now, which is spreading the paint all over the place to not overload any part of the miniature. But of course, you'll need to apply some paint to obtain this shading. It's all about to apply the paint and move the paint on the surface like this. In the golden parts, like this handle of the sniper rifle, I will be using this one, the Reclam flesh set, because will enhance the golds, because the oranges nuances of this shade color. Okay, stir the paint. Remember, if you need darker results or with more weathering, you can leave the paint with a lot of quantity in the areas, because at the end will look a little bit messy, the results. But it's something that you can decide. Let's paint the helmet. Okay, I will be using the Reclam flesh shade. I will be stirring the paint, and I will be opening right now the Agrax Earth Shade, which is a dark brown that could be nice to apply in some of the chains here and more or less like this. You'll need to work fast, okay, with this shading step. Okay, done. And for the lower parts of the chains, I will be using this reddish shade, the Berserker Blood shade, and I'm adding this reddish hue to the miniature wheel that fits a lot of with the lore and the feeling of the miniature itself. I could apply some red spots here, 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 some little touches to create nuances, different tones all over the place, okay? Just play with that and enjoy the results. Don't be afraid, because this step is very, very fun. Of course, in the rifle, I could use the dark brown for the gooden part, like this. I'm using Agrax Earth Shade. Whoa. Okay. The hardest part of this painting method, I think, is painting without dropping any pot. I'm doing my best for this. And of course, I will be using right now this Seraphim Sepia, which is very light brown, to paint here in the fur and the skull. Think about that these light elements, I don't like to darken too much because the fur and the skull are supposed to be light in color, or at least lighter than the armor. Okay, so another thing that is very nice to add to the fur and the, bueno, I think all over the place, is a little touch of this Atonian camouflage. Okay, can you see the greenish nuance of this beautiful color? Okay, you can add, as I did with the red color, little touches here, 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 for example, and you will be obtaining more color variety. Also in the chains, a little touch of green could be very nice. Don't overdo that, but use in some parts to enhance the results. And of course, let's go to the base. The base, play around with all the pots that you have on the table, okay? Browns, greens, you know, everything. In the wooden pieces, pretty the same. Of course, reds are also nice to add in the ground. I don't mean that the ground is red, maybe could be some drops of blood over there, or just simply some color variety on the surface. Play around and don't overthink the things. In the base, you can use a little bit of more of this paint in order to fill the recesses. Okay, this is the part where there is more texture, so it is okay. Nice. This is my preferred step of the whole process because in the sub layers application, the results are a little bit weird at some point. You have some doubts about the end results, but definitely you'll need to trust in the process. Sometimes you heard this expression, but here is more needed than ever. Okay, I will be applying more red on these areas. Sometimes you'll need to wait until the first application dries, and then you can apply a second layer of some colors in order to get a little bit of deeper shadows. I'm doing something similar in the wood. Nice. And I will be applying a little bit of red here on the helmet. There are some scars. There is an evil eye inside the breaking parts of the helmet, and with these little touches, I'm suggesting evil things. Okay. I will be closing the pots because I'm happy. I managed to paint this step without dropping nothing. And okay, done. And take a look how the results start to appear once the shades are dried. We'll need to wait until that, but okay, just be patient because the magic is acting right now. Okay, enough. Venga, Rubén, go. Okay, guys, so we need to wait a little bit until it dries, but it's not a problem. Is the weather is so hot, so the wait will be not so long. Let me do one thing more. I will be closing the pots. I remember in my very first live streaming, I dropped one pot all over the table. It was funny. was indeed this pot, and this is why the pot is almost empty. And I love this color to create nuances of rust. Let me show you that some touches on the chains are enough to suggest a little bit of rust. Okay. And once again, a little trick for you. I will be using two colors. And let me look for. Okay, this is green. No. This one is the one I need. This one. This is a magic color because will be shiny at the end of the process. And I will love to use also this one in little touches on the golds. So the shiny color is very nice to be applied on the base like this, and I'm dropping this color very gently in these areas. So I really want something shiny in a couple parts. Take a look. The results is amazing. Sadly, at the end, the finished thing won't be like this right now, but will be a little bit similar, okay? It's a pity because when the paint dries, some results varies a little bit. But okay, guys, we are painting with acrylic. Okay. Sorry, I was worried about not throwing away the pots, okay? And I haven't read the comments. So, Ellison asked me about the process. Okay, I have lucky because the good guys of Squidmar sent me the MKII starter pack, which are the brushes that I'm presenting to you today. So okay, I have only good words for these brushes. Totally recommend. So if you are interested in this kind of brushes, let me show you where you can find. This is the Squidmar web page, and of course you can find these brushes, the Squidmar MK2, and of course these ones, which are synthetic brushes. Okay, I'm using the natural Kolinsky ones, but I'm very eager to try the synthetic brushes. Okay, I love. I said many times that I will love to find a synthetic brushes which can substitute the natural ones. I'm feeling that the Martas will say to us thank you. But okay, at this point I haven't found any synthetic brushes which have the same quality that the natural ones, sadly. Okay, so Alice, Alice is telling that. Perfecto, papá Boria. Recuerda, luego lo puedes terminar de ver en YouTube, así que no te preocupes. Y hasta la próxima. Un placer. Alice is asking about the varnish steps. Okay, so the varnish steps in other live streamings, you can check these steps. That I've done these varnish steps. Remember this miniature, for example, even if there is not too much metals, but okay, in this one there was a lot of metals over there, and I varnished the miniature because I have applied before a gloss varnish for the shades. Okay, but this is not the case. This is not the case. Okay, why? Because if I applied here a matte varnish to kill the glow of the previous varnishes steps, I will be killing also the shiny of the metals, and definitely this is something that I don't want to kill, the metallic highlights, the natural highlights of the metallic paint. So the good part is that metallic areas don't need to be varnished in a matte color, okay? In this step of the sliding method, okay? And the good news is that our guy for today is almost a metallic guy. So this means that no metallic, sorry, not varnish at all are needed. I miss some verdigris, something like that, on the gold part. So I will be using this greenish color on some parts, like this, for example. And okay, not too much areas with this color, but for example, like this. Little touches. Nice. As you can see, I love to play with little touches in random areas. I love to create variety. And take into account, don't overdo these kind of things, because you will be killing the surprise. Nice. I'll need to wait until these shades are completely dry. So I will be painting other areas suited to be painted at this point. Okay, so I could make something very flashy, which is the magic on the eye. Very simple to do. I will be using white ink. Why this kind of colors? Because are very liquid, but with a very high coverage power and reflecting power. These kind of colors from Aerocolor are very luminous, and being the case for a white color is even more important. So now I will be using the precision brush, okay, this S size. Take a look to the results, and okay, for me it's pretty nice. So I will be diluting a little bit the ink, the white ink. I will be adding a little bit of water, and now I could put the white diluted color on this place. Until the gap is filled. Also, I can use this in this little gap. It's very teeny, this gap. But because the paint is way diluted, I don't have any problems to paint with this color inside. Also, this is why you need a very precise brush, okay? I can correct a little bit on the helmet with this metallic color in order to make more precise the area of the white. And now I will be applying the flashy reddish reflection like this, okay? The demonic magic, you know. I will be using these colors from Amsterdam, which are the more powerful neon reflex, whatever you want to call, colors that I know. Okay, so this brand, in this brand there's no any red color, so I need to create my own red. And taking the color theory in the hand, I could mix this orange and this pink together to get red. So let's do that. I'll need to dilute a little bit also the paint applied. Take a look. I will be using the center of the palette right here. Okay. Some drops of orange. I have everything that I need right now to create Evil Magic. So let's do that. With this paint, now I simply need to put over the white paint applied before. Like this. Let the paint flows into the deep recesses and you are done. We'll need to wait until it's dried to apply a second layer, maybe a third layer, or whatever you need until you are happy with the results. And take a look with these couple of touches. The results are very dramatic, I think. Okay, no worries, because later I will be doing the rim light over these areas, which is very similar to do. I don't know where is better to place the rim light, here or maybe here. Not sure. Maybe here. Yeah. I love to place the rim light in the opposite side of the direction of the look. Okay. So let's apply a second Evil Magic layer. Nice. More magic. And now I will start to... It seems like everything is more or less dried. In normal conditions, I will be waiting a little bit more until all the shades are completely dried. Okay, so it's not the case. I will be making things quick right now in order to gain some time until I finish this miniature. Okay, so I will be right now applying the step where you need... Oh, okay, this is needed for this step. This is a volumetric shading through the eyebrows. Okay, it's not needed at all. If you don't have any eyebrows, you can avoid this step, but it's recommended, I think. I will be using inks like this dark brown from Aerocolor, okay, for example, and a little bit of a brown color, for example, or no, let me use this one, this dark green color. This is a color which is related, for example, with the base. You can see that this color is dark and is fitting with the ambience. Okay, so this will be a very nice color to add in these volumetric shadows. Okay, these shadows will be applied only in the lower parts of the miniature. Okay, so very quick, guys, I need to finish this guide today. We do. Okay, and for the ones who thought that painting miniatures is difficult, is time consuming, I hope that you are realizing that sometimes not. This is a very nice miniature to be painted because also every part, or almost every part, is metallic. Okay, so makes everything simple, but I'm trying to create a color variety. I don't painting everything in the same color or in the same nuances. Okay, I will be adding the green color, and now I will be adding the brown ink. And take a look to the color I'm creating for the eyebrows. It's a very dark green. It's very dark in the screen, I think. Let me show you in this way. It's very green, dark green, okay, color. And I will be painting with this color, placing the miniature like this. And this will be the areas to paint with the eyebrows, okay, like that. I'm only painting the lower recesses of the miniature. Starting with this lateral side of the miniature and also in this other part. It's very simple, very fast, and this is the reason, another reason of what you need an airbrush. Okay, I don't want to overdo this step, and the results are very subtle. We need to be subtle when painting miniatures, but the shadow, the volumetric shadow is over here. I can promise you. This is something that makes the shapes more readable for the viewer, and this is one of the reasons that being this painting style in some way dark or you know whatever you want to call it, green dark or something like that, making this kind of techniques makes the things more readable and less meshy even being dark. Okay, enough. Now let's apply some highlights, very raw highlights, to enhance this readability of the miniature that I'm talking about. Let me clean the eyebrows a little bit, very quickly. And okay, I will be now painting the final steps. It is detailing, and of course, many of you will know about that. Okay, it's all about highlighting edges, detailing small things, highlighting little parts of the miniature, and of course, you can spend here 1 hour, 10 hours, as much time as you spend detailing, more beautiful will be your character, okay? But I don't have any time right now. I have 15 minutes until I can finish the miniature, so let's speed up the process. Okay, colors to use for this part are exactly the same that I have used for the suppliers. I mean the colors of the lights. So to highlight the golden parts, I will be using, why not, golden light colors. Like for example, let me look for, yeah, that's color Retributor, and mixing this color maybe with a little bit of Liberator to create a light golden color. Okay, I'm using a little bit gold here, and I will be using also the lighter gold over here. Don't use very light colors for highlighting your metallic areas, because your highlights will be created by the reflection of the real light, not the color of the metal that are you painting. This is important to understand, because this is the problem when you highlight the metal areas with colors like aluminium or something like that, very light. I mean, for example, these colors. This creates so unrealistic lining on your metallic paints, and it's preferred to use something like that. And the highlights will come when the light rebounds on these areas. Okay, I will be highlighting these parts, and I think these techniques are very familiar to you. Let's use a very small brush for the tiling. The S size could be perfect. Again. And I will be putting the side of the brush onto these areas. Also, I will be highlighting the case of the hell, like this. And the other key of the hell, because the hell has so many gates. And the third key, because there are another one over here. Nice. About golds are more or less like this. Don't forget to highlight a little bit the rivets in some parts. Take your time. So you can make nice highlights in this step. Also, in this step, made under this very hot weather, is very difficult because you can realize that the paint dries faster on the tip of the brush. So you need to move fast in order to avoid these problems. Nice. I'm spending a little bit of time defining this important element on the miniature, since I think the weapon is the important element on this guy. Is what defines the role on the warband. You can create some scratches, some dots to suggest some battle damage here. Okay, nice. With the metallic parts, the iron parts of the armor is pretty the same. I will be using these colors, which I have already on the palette. Lead bleacher. As I said before, not needed to mix very light colors. Lead bleacher and rune lord grass, something like that. Take it into account. We are far away from very light metallic colors like this, aluminum or something like that. Okay, this is more suited maybe for an elven warrior or something like that, but not for this Hellish Warrior. And with this color, I will be placing highlights in these areas, which are so exposed to the light. Okay. The helmet will have some reflections, the shoulder parts. Nice, nice, nice. You don't need to highlight every part, but take a look to the most prominent areas. Of course, some highlights on the chains will be nice. I'm using the brush, painting in the perpendicular direction of the chains. So it's not a dry brush, it's a more precise way to draw these highlights. And I'm avoiding the dusty finish of the dry brush. Of course, dry brush is nice and helpful in some cases, but not for every miniature and for every case. If you're wondering when, I'm using the dry brush when, for example, bases with a lot of texture. In general, things when something have a lot of texture is when I use the dry brush. Okay, ready to go. Okay, I'm all ready to go for the final detailing. Okay, nice. In the case of the head, I'm applying here a little bit of highlights, since this is the main part that I want to attract the attention of the viewer. So this is why I have applied here this little highlight, you know. To apply this kind of highlights, dilute the paint a little bit more than usual and place a little bit of paint over the place. It's okay that you spend more time refining these important parts of the miniature, like for example the head. In my case, the helmet is very easy to paint, so allows me to invest this little time that I'm doing right now in order to make it more shiny, let's say this word, okay? Lovely. Can you see the highlights applied? Nice. Last but not least, I will be applying a little highlights on the gooden parts. I will be using, as you can remember, the flesh color that I have used for the suppliers. Okay, remember that. Maybe was in the early steps of the painting process of today, 2 hours ago, something like that. And I have used this exact same color for the sublayers of the wooden parts. So to paint these highlights, I will be using very little dots, lines, and only in the edges. And you can draw your own lines to create this battle damage on these areas. At this point, I'm creating definition and detail, which are so nice on our miniatures. I think this is the thing that every people that see a miniature gets amazed about: definition and detail. So this is why we need to enhance this aspect on our miniatures. Okay. Oh, okay. I almost forgot the ones on the ground. Remember, you don't need to highlight every part, only highlight the more exposed areas like this. Think about that you need to paint a whole regiment, a whole army, and you can spend hundreds of hours defining every part. Remember, tiny lines, dots, and you will be creating the illusion for the viewer. Something like that. Okay? Don't forget to paint with this color the upper part of the rifle. This is the most important part to define with the lighter color. And now I will be adding some scratches only in this part. some dots, some lines, something very subtle. Can you see it? Okay. You'll need to take your detailing brush and dilute the paint a little bit more than usual to create these subtle lines. Be patient because this kind of textures take some time to master, but you have the chance and the precision to make this. This is the moment to use that. Without any doubt. I love this kind of battle damage. Okay, guys. Everything is okay right now, and I will be finishing this guy with the special effect. This is something, okay, this is the time, almost, right now I have spent 2 hours on this miniature. Let me know what do you think so far with these results. And okay, this is what I'm reaching or aiming for. So now we'll need to create this magic special effect, some blood, and painting the edge of the base. It's not bad for 2 hours of work. And of course we need to make the same also onto this one, and you know, and the rest of the warband. But this is for future days, I think. If you like this kind of series about Trench Crusade, just let me know, please, and I will continue with painting the other characters of the warband, I think. Okay, so well, let's create some magic. Little bit of dialect. Do you remember the white ink that I have used for the eyes? Okay, for creating the magic effect, the rim light, let's call it, something like that, we will be using the same white ink because the coverage and the luminosity, okay? And very quick. I will be aiming for the lower parts of the miniature like this, for example. I'm applying right now a top layer of white color like this. And now, guess what? Yeah, you are right. Now I will be applying the red color. This white is needed because the fluo colors are no at all covered. They have no power coverage, so you'll need something to be applied before this kind of colors, okay? Also, the white will help to the luminosity and the saturation of the neon fluo colors, okay? As this I have shown you before. So in order to achieve a very strong saturation, we'll need to apply the white beneath. So now I will be using a little bit of diluent and okay, some orange. Remember, we don't have any red, so we need to mix orange and red with a little bit of the pink. Okay, I will need more pink. And let's try it. Yeah, and now you can see that the red appears. It's not pink, it's not orange. You will see that is red right now. And I will be applying this color over the same places. And it's pretty the same that I have done the eyes. First white, later the fluor colors. And here the important thing is to apply this color in many layers, waiting dry between them. Okay, I'm not covering too much, so I will be adding more more pigment to the mix. One drop and one drop. Okay, you can go step by step, but I'm trying to be fast for you right now because I don't want to bore you. We live in the world of the quick results. This is what you get today. Of course, it's okay if you use this color to enhance a little bit the shadows all over the place. This is something that I love to do in order to create some ambience on my miniatures. So, as you can see, there's no green dark, there's can be a lot of color in these kind of miniatures. And this is my way. I will be using a little bit of this on the eye. To create a little bit of halo. Not too much is needed. Okay, so you can see here the demonic magic on this area. Nice, done. Let's check, and of course you will see the differences. Okay. Jaja, muy bien, Manu, muy bien. Pues nada, nos vemos prontito. Okay, so we will be finishing this. Let me clean the hairbrush. Is something that you need to take lot of care to not leave any paint inside the cassoulet, even for 5 minutes or something like that. Is very, very hard to clean perfectly later the airbrush. So okay, the airbrush is very, very fast for some techniques, but it's more slow for cleaning. Okay, this is the bad news. And it's true that using these neon fluo colors is something that obstruct a little bit the airbrush. So okay, keep in mind. It's a pity, but it's a price that I will to pay. Okay. So last but not least, I will be using some special effects. Why not? Some blood. At the end, this is a Hell Knight, so I love to use this blood for my miniatures. And another special effect, which is this nice rust for the miniatures. The only thing that you need to do with this kind of paint is to shake until your solder is out, because you need to mix the pigment perfectly. And okay, with hot weather, I can recommend you that don't leave the pot open, because it will evaporate so easily. Okay, so this color you can apply directly on the miniature in this way to create very nice rust effect. And I will be using this especially on the chainmail. In this way, I'm suggesting that the chainmail is slightly different than other parts of the metal. And okay, I'm creating again differences in the different areas of the miniature. Okay, for lighter results of this rust effect, you can use the yellow. You can mix with the previous one, okay? So you can achieve endless possibilities with this product, these wonderful products. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that they are water soluble, and of course you could erase very easily the results. So take this into account, okay? Done. I don't want to overdo this kind of effects. And now, last but not least, some blood. I could apply the blood with a brush, but I prefer to make some splitting. And for making this, I will be using a little bit diluted blood. I will be adding here some water to help to the splattering. And now, with a toothpick, let me use a paper to don't mess all the table. I will be doing this. Take a look. This is my blood bruise, and I will be doing this, okay? I will be splattering a little bit the paint. I will more paint and taking the miniature in this direction. It's hard for me to, I need some hands to create this. Let me try this. Okay, I will use this pot to help me. Okay, so I will be using this way for splattering a little bit the paint like this. and let's see what happens. I'm trying to be as random as I can. And I don't want to splatter all over the place. This is a little bit of detail. It's not needed to be overdue. Okay? And why not? In the ground, I will be using more thick blood paint here. Also in the trenches, you can leave some blood in this way. And the good news about this is that this blood will be shiny after it's dried. So it's a very nice effect to add to this kind of miniatures. Little details, better results. Okay, guys, so let me finish the whole thing. I run out of time, definitely, but was very nice to be with you today. Last but not least, guys, black, flat black on the edge of the miniature. I'm using this black because I love the finish of this color. And this is something that no need to say, but okay, take care when painting the edge, because it's when everything can be ruined. Missing this last brushstroke. Okay, guys, I dilute a little bit the paint. I prefer to apply 2 layers than only 1. And the parts where you need to be precise are those ones. The one near the magic. You need here a very straight edge. And it's very easy to ruin the base in this step right now. It's incredible, but until you are not painting the edge of the base, the miniature won't seems like it finished. But when you do it right now, the miniature is okay. I think for myself is finished. Now it's finished, of course. Back in black. Yeah, you are right. I'll start. I'll wait for the paint drying. Let me make some noise. Okay, better. Second layer. So guys, it's everything for today. I don't know if you have enjoyed the process. What do you think? If you are thinking about to try, just let me know your results. I will be more than glad to see it. And I hope to see you in the next live streaming. I think in 15 days, something like that. And if you like this kind of series, I will be painting, of course, more from Trench Crusade with you. I really enjoy the miniature and the live streaming, so for sure I will be painting more of these. Nice. So take into account that this is the place where you will be taking the miniature more oftenly, so apply a gentle layer of protective paint on the rim. Thank you, Alice. Thank you. This today we have seen the whole process on this miniature, but don't forget that other days I have done the same process, but on different sessions. So if you have the time, you can review the previous live streaming where I have painted the Blood Bowl werewolf, and of course the Necromunda Leader series in YouTube. You can find them over there. Okay, so let's check if everything has dried. And this is the final results. Okay. So the final proof is placing them together and see if it's match. And okay, I'm happy with the results. Maybe more darkening on the red is needed, but okay, it's not a problem. I can fix very easily, and I liked the results so far. So I hope that you have enjoyed the process with me, and see you so soon painting more hell guys like this. Yeah, I think I need to paint all of these guys for the incoming campaign. If you want to join, Cantelli, you are more than invited. So, guys, let me look for a place for making a ride to you. And okay, I hope that you have enjoyed the live streaming of today, and I will leave you in also good company. Let me check which are right now live, and okay. Let me check. So, do you have any doubts about the things that we have seen today? Just take the chance right now to ask me whatever you want. Okay, so guys, I will leave you with a very good company. I saw that Brute for Hire is live, so I hope that you will enjoy. Yeah, Alice. Let me know your question. No, No, you don't need any protection on these miniatures. The protection is for their enemies. You know. No, you don't need any protection on these miniatures because they are not intended to be played in this way all the time. So you'll need to grab the miniature from the base, and okay, the paint won't scratch. The problem with these miniatures are all others are these miniatures are 3D printed, so you need to take a lot of care handling the miniature. So this is the only risk when playing with 3D printed models. Okay, so stripping the paint is not a problem. Breaking some parts could be a problem, and this is why I put some trenches on the chains of the backside of these guys, because these chains are so suited for breaking. But if you have applied some varnish here, you will be making different problems. Maybe you have applied a gloss varnish to everything and everything will be glossy, and this is like a candy. It's something that in miniatures we'll try to avoid. The real thing is when you have different finishes all over the place, and all of them make sense. I mean, metals are shiny, but the fur is not shiny. Metals are shiny, but the floor is not shiny. It's a little bit shiny where the blood is placed, and the mood. This the color I have applied before, this, sorry, I haven't remembered the name, Mortarium Grime, is a little bit shiny. So this is the places where you can see some shiny, but not in over the place of the base. Okay, so you can also varnish the wall miniature in a matte finish, okay, but in this way you will be killing the shiny of the metals. The metals won't shine in this way anymore if you have applied matte varnish. So for me it's pretty okay to have these miniatures with this finish. And okay, I can play with them perfectly. The visual is better in this way. So I hope that this answers your questions. The varnish is applied in the slayering method for other tasks. I'm applying gloss varnish to help to the shades to run towards the recesses. Okay, this is the only thinking that you need to know about varnishes. And of course, because I have applied the gloss varnish in previous steps, later steps I need to matte these glossy elements that I don't need it. Okay guys, so thank you for being there, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.